list of all these rights are not the limits of your rights. You have unenumerated rights as well.
Oh, I like that one, actually.
Because imagine somebody gave you the task of listing every single individual right that you have. That would take you forever.
I don't think it would make sense to write down in like the Bill of Rights or the Constitution or something like that every single freedom we have.
The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed
To deny or disparage others retained by the people.
And the fact that a right's not listed in the Bill of Rights doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
That's a really important point, and I wish more constitutional scholars and judges took it seriously.
The other Lost Amendment strictly limits the power of the federal government.
The 10th Amendment reinforces the first line of Article 1, which says all legislative powers herein granted, by essentially saying only the powers herein granted are granted to Congress, and all the rest of the powers are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. The 10th Amendment actually doesn't limit itself to the powers of states. It also talks about the powers of the people themselves.
Together, the 9th and 10th Amendments reaffirm individual liberty. These rights before we had a constitution to protect them? Yes, in the Declaration of Independence, they're referred to as unalienable rights, with which all men are endowed by their Creator.
Yes, we're protecting a bunch of liberties in this document, but you should not think for a moment that there aren't other sources of liberty.
It should not be construed such to say that the only rights we have are the ones that are in writing because they're in writing, which sort of is, in fact, how the Bill of Rights has been construed.
In fact, the Supreme Court has never upheld an unenumerated right solely on the basis of the 9th Amendment. The right to travel interstate, to educate your children as you see fit, the right to marry, to have children or not have children. All of these have been upheld against the states, but not under the 9th Amendment.
The framers did not create a constitution that was meant to be frozen in place. They did not think they possessed the wisdom for all time. If they had, they wouldn't have put in a constitutional amendment process.
Since the Bill of Rights, we've amended the Constitution 17 times. 6 amendments were procedural, like moving Inauguration Day. The 18th Amendment was trending. The 21st Amendment reversed that trend. The 16th Amendment may be the most unpopular. It ushered in the income tax. And 8 amendments expanded liberty.
I remember I was a college student. We were asking, at the time it was young men, to go to Vietnam, fight in the war, but many of these young people could not even vote. Most of the voting ages in many of the states were 21.
So Congress passed the law giving 18-year-olds the right to vote. And the Supreme Court said, well, Congress can enfranchise 18-year-olds in federal elections, but not state elections. And on election day, you could vote for these offices, but not these offices if you were between 18 and 21. That just wasn't workable.
So the 26th Amendment made 18 the voting age everywhere.
I'm voting.